All right, so we just got back from watching the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and we thought we'd get together and share our thoughts. So, overall, in a couple sentences, what did you think?
Well, I thought it was pretty cool. I like the way how the jokes are made, and I like the visual effects behind the film.
The I definitely thought it was like a good kids movie. I enjoyed it. I mean, some of the jokes hit. A lot of the jokes were kind of like for kids, but overall, I thought it was like a solid movie.
Speaking of kids, there were a lot of kids in the movie theater when we came back. They were like laughing at some of the jokes. They liked the appearance of Sonic and all of that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some of the kid-friendly stuff, and it does appeal to them.
Yeah, they definitely liked the kid friendly stuff. In the theater, you can hear the kids. They were laughing and like, oh, Sonic, and it seemed like they liked it. Some of the jokes, it just did not hit it for me, but the kids liked it. I mean, it's directed towards kids
There are some,
mostly.
actually, the jokes are fine the way they are. I have no problem with them. And some of the characters that are in the film that are played by some of my favorite actors, actually only one of my favorite actors, and that's Jim Carrey, and he does a very good job playing
Yeah,
as Dr. Robotnik.
he was funny. He was the best part of the movie.
I remember him, he used to play as the Grinch from one of the recent Grinch movies.
Mm. Right. Yeah. I mean, he's a comedian. He's quite amusing.
He is over the top and
Yeah.
hyperactive.
Yeah. He fit this role very well. I was quite surprised, but I was pleasantly surprised.
But actually, his physical shape does not match the original character, but he does fit the mustache.
Oh well, that was at the very end, but I mean overall it was amusing. I thought Jim Carrey was like pretty spot on with that. So I thought that was pretty funny.
And I thought his delivery and his acting is very spot on. He was like, like that.
Yeah, the best parts of the movie were with Jim Carrey. He was just very funny. You know?
Whenever you see him on screen, he always goes over the top. He always shouts his lines perfectly, and he moves like he's a cartoon character, like you see in one of those old Looney Tune shorts.
Yeah, he does. He does. He fits it very well. It was good. The I guess the hero and the heroine, not non-Sonic, the human ones, actually were the ones that didn't even really fit. The one that fit was Jim Carrey and Sonic.
Yeah, I thought the other characters, the one who plays as the cop and the other who plays as his girlfriend, they're not that all memorable, in my opinion. I mean, all they do is just stand around, exchange dialogue, and not giving anything special.
They did not come off as like cartoony like Jim Carrey did. If it would, I think it would have been more funny if they were wacky, but they weren't.
They're actually like more like how normal people act. I mean, they're in a movie full of, well, cartoon characters virtually. Actually, only one of them is actually a cartoon in 3D, and
Mm-hmm.
it takes in the same shape of the video game character we used to play as kids.
Yeah. We're not. This is non-spoiler, but it's. You see it in the trailer. He goes to Earth, and he's interacting with humans and such, and it's very. The plot I thought was quite good. Sonic has a more kid-like appeal in this one. He's very, childlike.
It was based on the design of the first Sonic game, Sonic the Hedgehog, in 1991, before he gets his change.
But he didn't have a personality though in the first one.
All he does is just run fast in Green Hill Zone.
Right, but this was like a really like a childlike kind of figure here. It definitely didn't feel like remember the Sonic cartoons?
The ones from the 1990s.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember those.
yeah. It wasn't quite like those, but it was good. I thought I was pleasantly surprised.
And in the cartoons, and I thought that this character being voiced by a black man who voiced Urkel, who I didn't like, and he was fine in the cartoons. But this one in this movie, I like his design better. Unlike the first appearance one, where this old design looks very bad. I mean, it looks
Sonic?
really scary looking.
Sonic's old design would have made the movie much harder to watch.
Imagine how all the other characters would look.
No. I mean, it's supposed to be cartoony. It's not supposed to be some weird fusion thing between a human and like a character. It was weird.
Like, I can make some special. Like, if you can look at my face, seeing that I can give some expressions like, I am sad, I am happy, sort of like that. And if they made and if the designers made my eyes really small and my mouth really small with very thick teeth, that would look really creepy.
Yeah, that's kind of what they did with Sonic for the first design. I mean, the redesign is way better.
It's much better to look at.
It really works well.
And I can see the and I can see the Twitter backlash or other online social media backlash of this old character and this praise of this new design.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that was good. The redesign was great. That was good. If they kept it the old way, but yeah. As far as the graphics, what did you think?
I thought it was always very good, and I think it's always up to standard. It's just always good.
It was good in this movie. I especially liked some of the fight scenes.
You mean the battles between?
No spoilers.
All right, fine. Spoiler free, fine. I'm just saying to you what happened in the trailer, for what we saw in the trailer, not what we saw in the actual movie. Because if you see the actual trailer, you already get the feeling of what it's gonna show. Like, have you ever seen the trailer showing Dr. Robotnik chasing Sonic all across different parts of the world?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, the graphics were good. They were definitely, like Hollywood level graphics.
I wasn't talking about graphics. I was talking about how the plot went.
Well, I was talking about the graphics, though.
Yeah, the graphics are very good. You could see the particle trails leaving behind both Sonic and Dr. Robotnik during the chase scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely worked well. It definitely had they had a high budget graphics team. But so I think if we go into the plot, then we have to get into spoilers. We can maybe go through the first couple minutes, because that should be non-spoiler, because
As long as we don't give away the what happens at the end before the credits, because that's what we saw.
Wait, no. It has to be way before that. First couple minutes.
Okay, first couple minutes.
So we got Sonic, and he's on this other planet, and he somehow has this odd, owl as a mother.
I don't remember an owl in the original games.
No, I don't remember that either. And then the rings are like teleport items.
I guess you can use them to. I know in the original games that you can use these big rings to get Chaos Emeralds in the original games.
Yeah,
but never as transportation devices in the movie.
Yeah, it's almost like they knew about Sonic, but they kind of put their own shit in, just for the film.
I wish they could keep the original, but why put something in? I mean, they've also brought back some of the old stuff that already happened, like in the cartoons. Like, you know what? I don't want to give anything away. Like they did. What I can tell you is that they did bring back some of the old elements that happened in the Sonic universe and then put it into this movie. Just some.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the movie, overall? Like at the end, what kind of rating would you give the movie
Well,
if you had to?
on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this a. Oh, this is going to be a hard one. I think it's between 9 and 10. I
So
like
you
the
really like the movie?
Well, it does have a nostalgia feature. It did start off at what appears to be in Green Hill Zone, as shown in the trailer. And the design of the character is more tolerable to watch. Actually, much better to watch. But I would just give this like a 5 or 6 if they still kept the old design. And the characters, I would be. You know what? On second thought, I think I would give this a 7 out of 8 if it weren't for the other
A 7
the
out
other,
of 8,
other
or 7 or 8.
a 7. Okay, 7 or 8. How about 7.5? Does that count?
That's fine.
Well, when it relates to the other characters, like the man and his girlfriend, if they were more appealing and they were more lively, they would come up to me as fine, and I would give this movie another score up. So what do you think?
You know, I liked the movie, but it wasn't perfect for me. So, as you said, the other guy, the main human guy, the human woman, they were kind of a little uninteresting. Really uninteresting, kind of. They were really bland kind of people. The Sonic was very interesting. Jim Carrey was very interesting.
Oh, definitely, he was a lot of fun to look at.
Yeah, he was very funny, very amusing watching him do that stuff. Sonic was good. They gave him, a lot of stuff. I kind of liked the arc they gave him. I think it was a good tack because a lot of the kids really liked that. I mean, in the theater. There was childish humor here and there, which, doesn't do anything for me.
No poop jokes at all.
And so I was entertained. So maybe, but I wasn't really bored. So maybe an 8 out of 10.
I guess I think that may be a good number.
So you gave it a what? You gave it a what did you give it?
A 7 out of 5. No, 7.5 out of 10.
And 7 out of 5. And okay. So I guess. All right. I guess that's it. That's. Now let's go into the spoilers now.
Spoilers?
We can talk about the more specific parts of the movie.
But we won't give away what happens at the end, because this is what we saw before we left the theater, before the credits roll.
Well, you really liked that, but... Yeah.
Of course, I liked it. But we're not going to tell you what it showed, what it's going to show. But we can share with you is that there's going to be a new movie coming out soon. Or maybe some other time in the future. Maybe not next year, maybe 2 years, I guess.
Maybe, who knows. But, so let's go into the more specific parts of the movie that, were kind of, let's start from, the beginning.
Sure. It starts off with this Sonic character trapped on this island in an area which looks like Green Hill Zone. It's got the same terrain features, the same level design based on the Green Hill Zone level of the first game.
Yeah.
And then the design of the character is supposed to be a child version of Sonic, whose head is a little bit bigger than his body. And they portray this character as a kid character who is racing around Green Hill Zone, and he meets up with this owl character who is supposed to serve as his mother, who is an owl, who I should have thought that owl's gonna eat the character. Owls do eat rats.
He's a rat. Sonic is a rat. Yeah, but then they get attacked, and Sonic is then flees the entire world, and then comes to our world. Now, at that plot point, I was kind of confused I'm like, this doesn't really seem like Sonic at all. At least the Sonic I know. But and then he's like in the town, and he's like looking at people, following them around. He wants to be included in society. He wants to have friends, but he's an alien hedgehog, space hedgehog, which I like that line.
Going back to the part where he was when he was escaped to the human world, the the tribe that he was being chased by looked like the echidnas from Sonic Adventures for the Dreamcast. He looks like that he was being chased by the echidna tribe, who were after the Master Emerald.
I don't know. I don't know.
Neither do I.
But yeah, so then he's all lonely. He's in the town, and then he runs around a baseball field. He does like all the team's positions at once because he's like super fast, I guess. Which it's entertaining, but running around the field constantly makes some sort of electrical explosion.
If he runs a little bit too fast.
And then it like destroys all of the electricity for like the East Coast or the West Coast.
The Pacific Northwest, they said.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess whatever.
And the government takes notice of that, and he calls in a special, very intelligent individual by the role of the villain of the film, and his name is Dr. Robotnik.
Who I will be referring to as Jim Carrey from now on.
Exactly, because we all know him as Jim Carrey, because he doesn't look exactly like Dr. Robotnik, because in the original design he was a little fatter and he has longer legs.
A little fat. He was super fat.
Oh,
and with skinny legs and arms. But I mean, he acted like like kind of what you would imagine an evil kind of scientist, a goofy kind of evil scientist. It worked out very well. It's very amusing how he's very petty.
And he always gets into everybody's faces, especially in the generals. Like in this one part, he asks for the general's name and he says, "Oh, don't care. I don't care. I don't want to know about your name." Something like that.
Yeah. It's just, he just acts like an asshole. So it's kind of funny.
Which I love so much.
Yeah, it was pretty amusing. Then like I guess Robotnik finds him, and the hedgehog is like wants to go to this one cop's house to hide out because Robotnik's following him. And then the cop, shoots him with a tranq gun.
Well, before that,
because he thought he was a raccoon.
Yeah, the raccoon's digging through your garbage cans. Oh yeah, before that happened, there was this character, the cop character, who was on patrol looking for speeders in his town of Green Hills. Was it Montana or Colorado?
Montana.
Okay, and he was on duty looking for speeders, and he finds this turtle walking across the street with his speed ray gun and measured his speed at 1 mile an hour. And he's still waiting for speeders, but then he sees a flash of blue coming fast, and it's reading like up to 300 miles an hour, and that happened twice.
Yeah, I guess that was one of the jokes. And then he like carries the turtle.
Before he got run over by a truck.
Well, before he didn't get run over by a truck.
Well, yeah, that's good, because if it got run over by a truck and it shows its guts, then it'll be a different rating.
Yeah. But so they get him, he shoots him, so he's in the cop's place, and Robotnik's chasing him, and Robotnik has like all these like drones and such.
They're going around the neighborhoods looking for this individual who they thought might be an alien from space or maybe from another dimension.
So they get him, or Robotnik, it just enters the house. There's like some goofy interactions there. And Robotnik ends up finding the hedgehog that the cop is hiding. And I mean, it's kind of like goofy interaction stuff. But Jim Carrey was, very amusing with that.
Always jumpy, and he had a sidekick that he liked to put some reflect his anger on him.
Right, yeah. I think that was quite effective at making Jim Carrey look very petty. The Robotnik character, as the Robotnik character.
Or at least it shows him, or at least showing what kind of character he is.
Right, and so then then it's basically because Sonic got tranked, like he can't run, but shortly afterward they were showing him that when he recovers that he can run, but he doesn't know where he's going. So that's why I guess he needs the help of the cop to I guess escape to a different planet. Oh, that was it, because he needed to his rings somehow went to San Francisco or something.
Yeah, it happened at the time of when he was tranked by a police cop after hiding in his garage, and he dropped these bags of rings. Well, after taking out one ring, and he was feeling all dizzy, and he reads a cop's shirt called San Francisco. He drops a ring, and it grows bigger and shows a portal over on top of San Francisco. And he drops his bag of rings through that portal, and it lands on top of one of the sides of the tallest buildings in San Francisco. And I don't know what the name of the building is.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty convoluted and kind of confusing. But, it just, okay, the rings are portals and things can go through them, and I don't know, does it completely go away if it's used, or what's the deal? I don't really understand how these things work. But so he has to get to San Francisco to get to the top of the building. Yeah. And why Sonic would think of San Francisco as being the top of a building he's never seen before, because apparently I guess they were saying that the rings will take you somewhere of where you're thinking.
Exactly, because it would not show you where you're saying that you want to go. They could take you, if it follows what you're saying, it could direct you anywhere you like. Say, the San Francisco airport, or the Golden Gate Bridge, or Alcatraz Island. Those kinds of places.
Or what, it just seems very strange because, places have different names, and, I don't understand why the name San Francisco would somehow make the rings go over to the top, like a downward view of San Francisco. Something Sonic has never seen. Although, wait, maybe he saw it in a movie.
You mean seeing it from above?
Like in a movie. Because I guess he was being a creeper and kind of watching people as they were watching movies.
Where was that from? When he was watching this one movie called Speed?
Remember he's hanging out in the towns and he's watching everybody, and I guess he was kind of watching people watch movies. Maybe he was watching somebody watch television, and that's how he knew about San Francisco?
I don't remember any movies that take place in San Francisco, but I do see what you mean.
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to find out how he would have had knowledge of San Francisco. Other than just a t-shirt that says San Francisco. That doesn't make any sense of why he would somehow know that.
Well, he did get the idea of what this mushroom place looked like at first.
That's also strange. Yes, has he ever been there? How does he know this place? How do you say, oh, I want to go, over there. And then how does the ring know to open a portal over there? It was very strange. But anyway.
And the thing about the mushroom place, I thought of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, I was kind of like, mushrooms. I'm like, Mario?
Is Mario going to appear in this film? Well, instead of rings, he should get coins instead. And then he'll be fighting Bowser instead of Robotnik.
Yeah, so...
It'll be a crossover, just like the Mario and Sonic Olympics.
Yeah, but it's so he used the ring on the floor, and the other rings fell through. So I guess it's they just are used. Which, I mean, how do you even get them?
Like, are they?
I don't know. It's weird. I didn't really understand that whole thing in that movie. But, I mean, it's essentially, it boils down to a road trip after that.
A buddy road trip, a buddy flick.
Yeah, that's what it boiled down to. Like, you know, basically a kid and an adult that are going on a road trip to San Francisco from Montana.
And escape from the bad guys who work for the government.
But very minor intrusion because it was literally just Robotnik.
And his drones.
And only a couple spots too. You know, they're not really trying very hard to get him.
Except Robotnik is using all of his resources or his drones just to catch him. Like, remember that tank part alone? They could.
It was just one unit.
And
they didn't call the cops. They didn't get anybody else involved. I mean, I don't know. It just, you know, it was a very kids movie kind of chase. I mean, and also, I don't know what the whole thing with Robotnik trying to blow up Sonic.
I guess it's just...
Wasn't he continually talking about how he wanted to capture him, not kill him?
Wonder what the appeal is.
But then he's using, like, explosives and harpoons and spinning discs and spinning drills and...
I guess he really wants to catch him DOA.
Dead or alive.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. That might be it.
And that would bring the rating up perhaps a PG-13. Oh, and speaking of dead, it did look like that they almost killed him. Guess Sonic should have had enough rings to keep him alive.
No. There's no way Sonic was going to die in the movie.
Of course not.
No way. I mean, the little kids in the movie were thinking Sonic might die. Because at one point he does kind of get blown up in the chase.
And he
gets injured.
After the last fight scene at the end.
Yeah, which is funny because it was very strange how Sonic was injured.
Yeah.
Then the cop takes Sonic to his wife's sister's place.
He should have had enough rings to help him revive.
Right?
Yeah.
His wife's sister's place when they're on their way to California.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Thinking.
Like, and his wife is there.
I wonder how he got there.
So how is she, like, where do they live? Like, he and his wife, the black lady, live in Montana.
Yeah.
Where does his sister live? Or her sister?
Where does her sister live?
Like, they were going a pretty far distance, and then Sonic got injured. Right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So Sonic gets injured. Was this before, like, you know, like he gets injured? Then that would mean that they're further away, and then the wife I thought was in Montana, but then she's like ahead of him on the way to San Francisco. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. How does she travel so fast? Maybe she has sonic powers too. Maybe she can travel as fast as Flash, or travel as fast as Sonic in this case.
Yeah. So that kind of bothered me a little. I was kind of like, wait a minute. I'm like, how is she here? Like, where are they? But, you know, whatever. Then you could just get a scene where they team up.
Maybe the producers just gave her some extra shoes saying, hey, here are the shoes, take them. Oh, speaking of shoes, remember that little girl giving Sonic a new pair of running shoes that matched the design?
Oh, yeah, of the character. Yeah, I remember that.
And it happens to be the same design?
Yeah.
And before that, he was wearing old run-down shoes over time.
Right, I mean, that's nice. I mean, the kid stuff I thought was good there, the kid interaction with the Sonic.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cute. And, you know, it's... I kind of like that part. The wife's sister was pretty funny. Like she gets like tied up.
Why have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, and like I guess she wants them to divorce for whatever reason. Somehow some upstanding cop citizen like isn't good enough or something.
Actually, the sister is not actually tied to a chair. I mean, her body is tied up, but not anchored to it. But not anchored down to a chair where she cannot get up. I mean, it looks like that she can get up, just like this, despite being tied up.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just kind of like, I don't know, it was just kind of confusing. It just kind of felt like they wanted those parts. They wanted those scenes, so that they just kind of put them in there.
Yeah.
I like the kind of part where they had the bar fight.
Oh yeah, especially when it shows that Sonic can travel through halting space and time.
Yeah, that would be bizarre because that would mean he would be so fast.
Unbelievably fast.
Like he would have to be like at the speed of light or something.
Speed of light.
Like nobody's moving, and also how can he move things when he's moving that quickly? But
guess he really has fast reflexes. And the doc.
If anything, it just more felt like he was stopping time. That's what it felt like.
Just like in some other movies.
Because if you're moving incredibly quickly, there are people like are not even moving at all. Like everything is just frozen. I would expect when you're grabbing something and moving it, that would mean that things are being moved very, very quickly in a very small amount of time.
Yeah, like imagine me if I was trying to punch you like this, and my body starts freezing. What would you do?
Well, I mean, it was just kind of ridiculous. It was like it was just kind of,
Like, would you just shake my body like this?
Oh, well, yeah, so Sonic did some kid stuff where he, tied up everybody and he made it so people would trip over themselves and be wrapped in toilet paper and
wear a bear mask over their head.
That was pretty well done. I liked that. That was well done. Good photography, good graphics, good.
I wonder how I can
comedy
make that
section.
Yeah. Like what kind of technique, like what kind of technology, what kind of equipment do they use to get those kinds of shots?
I don't know. It's impressive.
I mean, they have done so with commercials and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With special cameras.
Yeah. But that was good. That was good. I like that.
Yeah.
But but then I guess once the cop and his wife get together with Sonic.
They get together for this fight scene against Robotnik, and Sonic wins after disabling his machine that has his hair power or quill on his head that came from his hair.
Yeah.
And then puts him through the Mushroom World, or the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
I wonder if Dr. Robotnik's going to meet Mario and Luigi.
Well, there was a couple funny parts in that whole section once they got to San Francisco, like where Sonic's hiding in the bag.
Oh yeah, but I couldn't even follow the dialogue.
He was basically saying, "When can I get out?" And then there's other people waiting for the elevator, and one of them's like, "Is that your kid?" And he's like, "Yeah. Wait, no, it's not my kid."
Oh yeah.
And it sounds like, "Can I get out? This is worse than when you put me in the cage." And so, just the idea of people thinking that the parents are putting their kids in cages.
I would expect at some point.
And then in a duffel bag.
Yeah.
I would think that someone would report that.
Exactly what I was going to say.
I'd be calling the cops.
You're under arrest, asshole! Get that kid out of that fucking bag!
Right, exactly. And he's going up to the top of the building. I'm like, that would be a red flag for me.
At the top of the building, carrying a kid in a duffel bag. Are they
gonna toss him off?
As I say, this is what you get for not eating your vegetables.
So, I mean, it was just little funny scenes. The fight scenes with Robotnik were funny. I liked it. They're racing around all over the place, the Grand Wall of China or whatever it is.
The Great Wall of China, not
Yeah.
the Grand Wall.
Yeah, whatever.
I wonder if there's such thing as a
Chinese.
Grand Wall.
Grandma. The Grandma Wall.
Oh yes, your Grandma Wall.
But I thought it was good. It was basically a kid stuff, and the kids liked it and they were able to follow it. I thought it was still entertaining, and so
I enjoyed it too. I especially love the nostalgia factor. Well, if it has any nostalgia factor, like it includes the same character in the same Green Hill
I think
Zone
you hit
design.
it. If it has nostalgia factor, there's really almost no nostalgia, I would think, in this.
All right.
Think about it.
Oh yeah, it just includes a Green Hill Zone. It just includes Sonic in it.
It's
It has
very
rings.
shallow.
I don't know about that. I don't know what you mean.
Very shallow retro stuff. This could literally have been a totally different character, and it would have worked out fine. You just have some super fast squirrel, SpongeBob, like a sea urchin, anything that just moves super fast and can talk and is ridiculous. And the movie would have been pretty much the same.
And it would have been better if the human characters like the man and his girlfriend aren't so mediocre.
Yeah, they were very human. I mean that, and they were just decent, good people, but they weren't terribly interesting.
They're not very memorable.
No, they really felt like just your good old small town folk.
But not a lot of flavor is added to them.
They didn't have any quirks. They just felt like a normal couple, and one was just a decent cop guy, whatever. I don't know. It would have been better if they were more interesting, for sure. Like maybe have them be obsessed with I think it would have been pretty cool if one of them was like a race car driver.
A race car driver.
Or something.
Or how about a fighter jet that flies at very high speed?
Or like a fighter jet pilot.
Oh wait, let's say that for Top Gun.
Someone who's really into speed.
Into speed.
Not the drug.
Not the drug.
No, not the drug.
Have you been taking any speed, Michael?
No. Do I look like it? Just kidding. But
Take some speed.
and then maybe they can get into a race together or something, like an air pilot, like an F-22 trying to outrun Sonic.
No, even better. A MiG-25. That's faster than any plane. Or an SR-71.
Or some crazy thing and they go through the city. I think that would be pretty cool. But instead they got good old white boy cop.
Why do you say white boy cop? I mean, we're not SJWs.
I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's just very. He's like white bread.
Is that a piece of white
Mayo.
bread?
He's like mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Mayo on bread.
Very bland. Absolutely, decent dude. The wife's the same.
No, you mean no, not the inclusion of even some ham, cheese, maybe some tomatoes and lettuce, not even pickles, onions, or tomatoes to make it complete.
The guy had a little ambition, like he wanted to help people, but it just kind of felt so, man,
Okay.
I'm using the word shallow again.
I guess you could add some little ham to it.
But, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Jim Carrey with his Robotnik just really stole the show for me, along with Sonic.
Yeah, especially with the new design.
But it would have been cool if there was some other people that they were really, they were really into it. They had something to do with moving fast.
Move fast. And how about
Or like a Daytona racer, something.
that would be cool. Or how about a military fighter jet, like I was fighter jet pilot?
Yeah, like something like that. I think that would have been pretty cool. But no, that's not what happened. Instead, you get, Sonic moving super fast, but the guy can only drive a truck. I'm like, eh.
We're moving so slow. We're not going to get to San Francisco in time. If we run the way I did, we would have reached there in like a couple seconds instead of taking a few days from Montana.
I mean, I get it when he was saying that he literally does not know where the heck this place is. I mean, that to me that makes sense. Because he's an alien blue hedgehog thing.
And he doesn't know anywhere around the world.
It would it would be weird to expect that guy, Sonic, to know how to exactly get to to San Francisco and that building.
And the building.
So, I mean, they also could have flown. No, they couldn't have flown.
Otherwise, he would have to get past security.
I mean, maybe he could like move super fast and jump on the plane or something. That would have been kind of cool. Like they have some like weird like aircraft fight in the air, and Sonic's jumping all over the place, moving super fast.
Or what if he freezes time and he destroys all the fighter jets by relaying all of their missiles?
That would be pretty cool looking. Yeah, but I think they kind of missed some opportunities here.
I guess they don't want to add too much stuff to it that might scare kids, like with the content of missiles firing from fighter jets, destroying other planes in the air. That would probably bring the rating up from a G to a PG. What was
PG?
the rating?
It was PG. It was PG.
Okay, then maybe it should have been written.
Probably because there was a little bit of violence. Probably that's why it's PG. But I mean, little kids were watching this movie and they were liking it. So I think this could have been a G.
And
this could have been a G movie.
There are some references with guns and weapons like the missiles, bullets, and a tranquilizer gun.
I guess, but it was all very low key,
Yeah.
But it was a decent movie.
Decent enough to watch. I liked it.
Yeah. All right. I think will we end it here?
Sure, it's fine. I enjoyed the movie. I can't wait to see the next sequel if it comes out, hopefully. And I can't wait to see if it has any new content that'll bring us back.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I'll probably watch it if it comes out, but I won't be like holding my breath too much. Because it was like a kid's movie,
Yeah.
It was decent.
I would probably play some Sonic games before seeing that movie.
Yeah, you definitely seemed to like it more than I did.
But, yeah, I did. But I did give it a lower score.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of giving it that, like 8, because, I did find it pretty entertaining. It wasn't, it wasn't really bad. The action was quite good. There was some good comedy in there. I just didn't, I didn't feel, I like grading things like this. C is like passing, average,
Yeah.
8 is, it's pretty good.
It's like a B ranking.
It's, B, pretty good. And then A is where it's really good. And then for me, like an A+, that would be closer, almost to like a 10 out of 10. It had to be excellent.
What about an S ranking? Would that count?
S ranking. But so if you get like a D or an F, that would be,
a big fail.
That would be like 6 and down. 6 and down.
6 and down.
Or 6 and below.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking, But, if I was like you and I was rating it, because you seem to like this a lot, I would probably if I were you, I'd probably give it a 9.
If you were me, if I would give it a 9.
Because you seem to be very interested in it.
But what got me down is the characters. But wait, I thought we were going to end this review after not talking about it. But I would still give it... but I would probably give it a 9.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't for other characters that are flavorless and bland, I would give it an 8 or 7. But I said before that I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So we're both pretty close in what we thought of the movie, I guess. So all right, that was Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie there.
Yeah, I
We'll
liked
probably
it.
be reviewing some other ones, maybe get some different mics and
Perhaps.
maybe a better camera,
If we could get it first.
which we'll probably be watching some other movies and we'll, put our thoughts about it later. So, all right, thanks for watching.
Yeah. You have a nice day or night.